I think a lot has evolved since the album. The really cool thing about this EP is it's all songs that were written within like a 6 month period of each other. So I feel that all of the songs kind of have like a cohesiveness to it. They have a specific sound that kind of like fits all within the the songs of the EP.
Rob Ruckus,
Nick Collins,
Kate Clover,
Keith Semple,
Isaiah Mitchell,
Billy Harvey,
Tim Howard. Check it out. Almost Famous Magazine.
And hey, everyone, welcome back to The Hang, brought to you right here from Almost Famous Magazine. I'm your host, Scott Saldinger. We're the place to come to hang with artists, go deep into their stories from origin to today. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining us. We appreciate and you know what to do. Number one, you got to subscribe. Number two, you ring the bell. Number three, make sure that during today's episode, you are throwing your questions, comments, etc. down below. If you've been here with us before and you're coming back, but you haven't told your friends, what are you waiting for? Come on, help us out. Also, you can take The Hang with you anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Today, I'm welcoming back Soft Spot. They're a Stamford, Connecticut alternative rock band turning grunge, new gaze, psychedelia, and heavy distortion into something moody, massive, and strongly beautiful. Built around Gianni Carpanzano, Dave Eisermann, new member Will Vellek, and Marc Marenco. I had to say it 3 times just to make sure I got it right.
You nailed it.
The band has carried that sad song Among the Stars mission from their local Connecticut scene out into the world with last year's debut album, This Will Make You Cry. And now a new single, Temporary Bliss, off their new EP, 1-800-SOFT SPOT, which I really was a number you can call, but unfortunately, it's unlisted. The band is likely to be in a city near you this summer. Gianni, welcome back to The Hangman. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Scott. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. I'm excited to kind of dive into things. It's been almost a year since the last time we chatted. Why don't we get ourselves up to speed? What's been going on, and how did you end up with a new member of the band?
Yeah, let's get into it. So, actually, last year we were working on. I think when I was talking to you, we had another member, a fourth new member. He ended up going back to school, so we parted ways. We still play with his band. He's still our homie. We're actually going to be playing with them in Massachusetts very soon. So, it kind of was a blessing in disguise because Will kind of just fell into our laps. I mean, we're friends. We play. He plays in a band called Drink Baby, so we play shows together before and stuff. And he's an amazing guitar player, really good singer. And he was just like, hey, if I'd be interested in playing with you guys or joining you if it doesn't work out with Elliot. And I was like, well, actually, Elliot's going back to school, so this is kind of like a perfect little meeting here. So we kind of welcomed him with open arms. We had a practice, and I mean, from then on, we were like, Will's in the band. Just he's a great guitar player. So he gets it. Drink Baby. I'd say we're a little bit heavier, but like we're in the same realm of music, and so he gets it. He gets the textures, he gets the chords, he gets the structures and stuff. So it is kind of just like it was a really good kind of meeting for us, and I'm glad that Will joined us. But now we're a full forced 4-piece. We've been that way since November of 2025. So I don't think I could look back and be a 3-piece again, so I'm glad that we got Will.
Well, you never know. Maybe the next time the next album comes out, you'll be a 5-piece, and
that would be sweet.
Will be playing marimba or something. You never know what you might add to the mix.
We do talk about adding another guitar, so could be.
This could be, we could be what is it, like Nostradamus, right? We could be predicting the future today. You never know.
100%. We're predicting the future.
For sure. And look, that damn education gets in the way of, being in a band every day of the week, right? I mean, it's only so many hours in a day. So the new EP, right? Which I really wish you guys could like get that phone number, because that would be awesome if people could just call you and like listen to like either one of you pick it. Oh my God, how cool would that be? Like you guys just transfer the phone number between each other. You take shifts and like you never know which band member might answer the phone.
Random member pickup.
Hey, look, rando pickup. You never know. Maybe that's how you end up with that 5th member, right? It could become the audition line.
That would be awesome.
But the new EP's 1-800 Soft Spot. You had a single called Temporary Bliss. Tell me about how the whole EP came together. What's evolved since the album, and what kind of went into the mix of putting this together?
Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot has evolved since the album. The really cool thing about this EP is it's all songs that were written within like a 6 month period of each other. So I feel that all of the songs kind of have like a cohesiveness to it. They have a specific sound that kind of like fits all within the the songs of the EP. The first song I think starts off great. It ends pretty awesome with a the end or goodbye. So I think it just all kind of like came together really well. But when we did our first album, that was songs that were, could have been like 3 or 4 years old at the time, and they were songs that, some new songs, but also songs that were I wrote 4 years ago, 5 years ago, almost now. So they all kind of like can feel a little bit different. Some might have like a similar feeling and vibe, but then there's a lot of the songs that kind of are a bit different from one another. And I mean, I think that's a cool thing to too. But also, I think we're just kind of finding our sound and getting comfortable with producing our sound through recording, which is, I think, something we've been trying to grasp for a while now. Just kind of get those heavy guitars and those big hitting sounds. I mean, I really love it when you can feel like the bass or the kick drum, and I think in some of these songs you really can get a whole textural feel, through the audio. Just listen and you put it in your ears or whatever. But I'm really stoked on the EP because I think it has a togetherness to it that the album didn't. And we're continually writing some new music and stuff. So even after this EP just dropped, we have some plans to record some new songs.
So I'll be honest, haven't had a chance to hear the EP yet. Tell me about the music in general. Is there an underlying theme to these songs? Are they connected? Are they disconnected? I mean, creating them all in a short period of time puts them in a place, right? So talk to me about lyrically where they're going, and if there's a thread that we can find between them.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, I mean, all the songs were written like at the same time and kind of all about the same sort of feelings and, I guess events that were happening in my life. And, I mean, it obviously deals with um, the end of a relationship and kind of like figuring your place, in the relationship, kind of outside of it after the fact, like where you stood. And, it's kind of another sad, lyrical group of songs. I mean, I think some of them, you can kind of find solace and not just sadness in it. But yeah, a lot of the songs were written about the same time, the same feelings. So they all kind of do have like a lyrical togetherness and kind of this heavy overall musical feeling that the album didn't really, kind of carry. I mean, some of the songs kind of hit, but this was also mixed all by the same person too, the EP. So Trevor Aukenook, he's a Connecticut guy, uh, amazing mixing engineer. I mean, he really like took the songs and just ran with them. And a lot of times he would mix a song and send it to me, and I wouldn't even give him like any notes to fix it. I would be like, because it was just perfect off the rip. So he really gets where we're coming from and where we're trying to get. So I'd love to use Trevor for the future and have him kind of as our kind of go-to guy. But yeah, these songs were just all kind of songs I wrote out of a relationship and the end of a relationship. And I was trying to write sadder songs, I think, than I Hope This Makes You Cry, or this will make you cry. I'm sorry, and now I'm not even remembering what it's called. This will make you cry. And so I was trying to kind of convey a little bit more emotion in these songs, and I think that that it comes out that way. And so I'm very stoked on the EP, and I'm happy that it's finally out.
So will the next EP be titled something like "Damn It, You're Gonna Cry"? Yeah.
It's
Or
gonna
are we
call
gonna?
This One Will Definitely Not Make You Cry.
Well, I mean, let me ask you. Let me ask you this. once you go look relationships in life, as with everything, you go through stages, right? So has this brought you to a stage where you're beyond it now at this point, so that the next batch of writing that you'll be doing will actually be maybe not make someone cry, maybe a little brighter, maybe a little happier? I mean, have we come around the bend on the new songs that haven't been recorded yet?
Yeah, I mean, I think some of these new songs do have a different kind of theme to them, um, and not so much about heartbreak and loss and stuff. So I think that is kind of with the evolution of Soft Spot and just the evolution and growing through music and stuff and kind of figuring out what works for you and like what can work for the band and stuff. And I mean, a lot of these songs I just kind of write because they're emotive and it's just a thing that I can kind of sit down and think about something and or if I just got out of a relationship and I really have all these thoughts and stuff, it's therapeutic, to be able to put it into a song. I haven't had a um, end of a relationship since then. So I guess everything that I'm writing right now is a bit of a different, theme. But you know, I'm excited for the new songs too. We're gonna play one of the new songs, um, actually very soon. So we're kind of just working on it, and I want to play it live just because I feel like it kind of grows a little bit different when you get to start playing it and playing it live. And before you record it, I like even if people hear a song and it's going to be completely different from the first time we play it to when we record it or the last time we play it or whatever, it grows and it continues to grow. And I think I personally like having songs that can grow like that and we can kind of be like, oh, we're going to throw ourselves to the wolves or the fire here and play this new song and see how it goes. And if it sucks, we'll workshop it, but if it works well, then then we can kind of keep kind of working on it and honing it in and making it what we want it to be. But I think we're at that stage too where we're making music that is music that we want to make and the sounds that we want to make. And I like hear these things in my head and I kind of just like a lot of times will voice memo them into my phone and I'll be at work and I'll like hum a melody into my phone and then me and Dave will get down to the studio or we'll just get together. I'll go to his house, he'll come to my house and we'll flesh these songs out because I'm really good at like getting ideas. Sometimes I'm not the greatest at finishing my ideas. So it's super nice to have Dave because he kind of then completes the idea and helps me to really grab it out and flesh it out and make it something real. So I really appreciate that because that's not, I think, something that, you can't really find that a lot in some partnerships, So I appreciate Dave because he kind of helps me finish that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, I completely understand where you're coming from. I mean, I bubble up ideas all the time, but I'm always like, okay, I get it to a certain point. I'm like, I need input. I need someone else to either bounce it off of or give me, make a contribution into it so that it becomes more of a group type of thing than an individual.
Yeah, totally.
So now that the band's, you've got the new EP. What are what is everyone bringing to the mix, especially Will? Once you kind of germinate that idea, bring it to Dave. How is that? How is the band kind of bringing their own thing into your ideas?
So sometimes, so I kind of let them run free. I mean, Will, it's kind of a newer thing because we've only written a couple songs with him kind of being fully part of the band. Um, but so uh, I kind of will bring a song together and I'm like, we'll just play it for the first time. Mark will figure out his drum parts, and then from there, he'll hopefully take that home and work on it more or take it to practice, and we'll keep on kind of fleshing it out. So then he kind of makes his own drum parts. I really don't have anything to say about drums. Sometimes I have a thing in my head where I'm like, oh, this would be cool if you did this here. Or like I'll hear him play drums and then I'm like, well, instead of doing this, maybe. So, but I kind of let everybody take it and do what they want with it. Dave, same thing. I tell him the chords and what if I write the music to it, I'm like, this is how I play it, and then he kind of will do whatever bass wise, and make it his own. Will. Sometimes if I have a guitar part, I will just be like, could you play this? Because a lot of times I like it when the two of us are playing the same thing to kind of make the sound a little bit more fuller. But then there are times where he's playing leads, times I'm playing leads. So we're kind of like taking turns. So a lot of the lead parts already exist. So I've already told him, like, this is how to play it. But with the new songs and stuff, either I've come up with a riff and I'll tell him what to play, or I'm like, I have no idea what I'm playing for this riff. If you want to come up with something cool, by all means, please run it by me, and I'll, I would love to listen to what it sounds like. And so that's kind of how we um, kind of germinate ideas with each other. We, bounce stuff off of each other because we get to play it in practice together. So I don't, there are times where we'll like make a song, like I'll write a song, we'll like play it real quick and then we'll record it because we just want to get stuff out. But I do really like it when we get to work on a song and really get to make it what we want. And I don't have to listen to a song and be like, oh, it'd be cool if I did this here, or cool if I did this here. Or, I think we're getting into that kind of zone, and comfortability too, because it really is a comfort kind of thing. That's my thought. Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, no, and look, you took me right into my next question that I
Oh,
have.
heck yeah.
Since we last talked, now that you've kind of rounded out the band and you guys are kind of humming along, have you had like at any given time, whether it's been in the studio or on stage, kind of a aha moment where pinch me, it's finally all come together the way that you've had it envisioned for what you want for the band?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had brought a song called "In a Dream" to the table, and it was a song that I had hummed into my phone at work, and I was like really stoked to like get down to the studio and like try to flesh it out and play it, and we're all like kind of trying to figure it out. And I mean, there was a point where me and Dave kind of just figured out the basics of it, and then we're kind of getting into practice, and we're like figuring it out, and we're like, whoa, this is really cool. This is like sounds really good. We're building on it. We're all kind of like together for this, being able to do this. And um, Dave really loves getting into like the minutia and the really fine details of stuff. So when we are playing and we can kind of like get into the nitty gritty of things and really flesh out these parts and pieces of the songs that we want to. But I think In a Dream was one of those first songs to where we were like, whoa, this is really cool. We made something that like, kind of started as just a thought, and we could do this more. So there's a lot of more times where I've hummed stuff into my phone to where we're now fleshing it out and trying to get to to the meat of it, trying to get the good stuff out. It's really cool because that's not something that like I would ever. I didn't really write music like that ever beforehand, but it kind of is a testament to the growth and to like just the amount of time that we put into this stuff. It's like when you have an unadulterated amount of time to do something, hopefully you're gonna get like decent at it, or like at least have some sort of. I would never say that I'm like extremely proficient in music, but some sort of like proficiency to some degree, technically, or not even just technically, but sonically, you know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it sounds like you guys have made a lot of progress, especially yourself in the last year, which is
Definitely.
tremendous. What do you see down the road? I mean, you've got this summer you'll be playing a festival in Connecticut, and I think you just mentioned to me you got a gig in the city.
Yeah,
That'll be
we're
coming up.
playing Mercury Lounge. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
What did it take for you to get to the point to get into Mercury Lounge? Like for those who are booking their get trying to get out in the world, what did it take for you to get their attention to finally get this gig?
So we don't play the city a lot. I've been trying to. Well, this last year we've been playing the city a lot more, and so maybe for like 2025, we didn't play New York City or Brooklyn or Queens like at all. And so now I had a booker who I had hit up, I mean, over a year ago, asked him if he could help us with a show. And around that time, he wasn't throwing any shows. But then the end of the year, he asked if we'd want to play pianos in Lower East Side of Manhattan. And I was like, absolutely, I would love that. So that, this is a promoter who asked us. So because I'm trying to get into the city more, if we make it in with a good promoter, then maybe he'll put us on more shows. And he texted me today and asked if we wanted to. That he was talking to a touring manager who he knows, and he really liked us, and he put us in a recommendation for that. And the touring manager for this band hit me up, and they asked if we could direct support for this band. So it's taken we've been this iteration of Soft Spot, especially me, Dave, and Mark have been together for like 3 years now, and we have constantly, like, those last, at least 2023, 24, 25, we, played a lot, incessantly played out and try to meet people and try to meet bands and get connections and stuff, because that's like the only way that anything's gonna happen. You have to meet people, you have to go out and show your face and play shows and talk to people. And so it's taken us a little bit, but we've it's just we're chipping away and doing the small stuff, playing those little gigs and playing certain gigs to get to those next stages and stuff. And just making connections with people really is so important, and being nice to people, being treating people how truly you want to be treated, I think is the way to go in the music industry and stuff. People are weird, people can be jerks, but it's like really a breath of fresh air when people are nice and kind, and they will help you out. I think if you are nice and kind, it's like, it is not a dog eat dog world. It's tough for everybody, but we're all kind of like doing the same thing and in the same communities, so we all kind of should help each other and to some degree, But it's taken us a little bit of time to get to Mercury Lounge, but we actually just played in February. We played Toad's Place in Connecticut, which is like super legendary Connecticut venue. I've been trying to get there forever, and I was very surprised that we got to play the main stage in February. I wouldn't have thought we'd been able to play in a while. So it's just putting yourself in those positions, putting yourself, in like the position for that to happen. It's like people see the stuff, they see the cool stuff, but they don't see all the work that goes into it. It's like there is so much work and so much pleasing and like just meeting people that kind of like is important. The music isn't just the only thing, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, for anyone watching, it's a great lesson. You can put out all the videos you want. You can stay at home and perform online, but you've got to get out there to make the music happen. You've got to get in
100%.
venues, and you've got to make friends, and you've got to pay your dues. Nothing just happens automatically. You've got
Definitely
to really
doesn't.
put in that time. So I think that's a great lesson for anyone who's watching, who's trying to get themselves off the ground, is get out of the house. The,
Yeah.
the music while it's in your house is really out in the world. It's really out in the world.
It
Well,
really is.
I'm always curious, because every single time I have a guest on, it adds to my music collection. Who are some artists that you're listening to today and that you're finding really interesting, that are giving you some inspiration or just giving you some creative energy?
Yeah, there's a band I've been listening to a lot, another 90s band. They're called Catherine Wheel. I didn't really know about them until like maybe like 5 months ago, and I actually really dig them. I've been listening to them a lot. I think their stuff's really cool. Very 90s. Um, I've listened to a lot of Hum. I love Hum. They're like, one of our favorite bands. I actually just got to see them live a couple weeks ago. It was amazing. They hadn't played live in years, so it was a super special to be able to kind of go see that. Um, I've also been getting, I don't know if I could say that they're like influencing my music writing, but maybe to some degree actually, because they're kind of, I do really like the guitars. I've also kind of gotten into Mastodon very recently, which I don't listen to a lot of metal. And not that they're like really hard or heavy metal, there's a little bit of screamy vocals sometimes, but I like the clean vocals, and kind of the juxtaposition between like the pretty clean vocals to like these kind of mean, heavy searing guitars. So yeah, Mastodon's kind of been inspiring me a little bit at least recently. So yeah.
I get the feeling the next time we talk, you'll be telling me all about how much you love Rammstein.
I could 100%. I actually did been listening to some, so that 100% could be possible.
Nice, nice. Yeah, it's been a great beginning of the year for new music and stuff.
Mhm.
The new Social Distortion album is just absolutely amazing. I'm digging that big time. Joe Jackson is out with a new record that is
Oh, for
really,
real?
one of his finer albums, probably in the last 20 years, I think. So I've been enjoying that. And then I don't know if you heard of this guy, Tyler Baseball.
No, that's a great name.
It's super mellow and chill, right? Tyler Baseball. I'm pretty sure it's Tyler Baseball. Um, but super chill, super cool, and just been really enjoying that. Plus, you got the new Paul McCartney, which is probably one of his best albums in years. I like downloaded it the moment I got a chance to. So, are there any shows of artists that are coming through your area that you're looking forward to this summer? You got any ticket plans?
Boy, wow. I don't really get to go out to see so many shows because a lot of times we're playing shows on like certain days. But I really, really wanted to go to Slide Away Fest, which Hum was playing at. And what was really cool was a band that I really like called Nothing. That's their festival. And we covered their song in 2024 called Vertigo Flowers. It was like the B-side to a single we put out. And then 2 years later, we now just covered on our EP Stars by Hum. Um, and Hum played, they headlined Nothing's festival um, and played Stars. And Nothing, it's their festival. It was 10 years of their album, Tired of Tomorrow, which Vertigo Flowers is on. And they played Vertigo Flowers the same night. So I got to see both of the songs that we covered as a band live, which I never would have thought would have happened.
That's like a super full circle kind of moment. Must
Yeah.
have hit you. Must have hit you in the soft spot.
100%, man. I was crying. I really, it was beautiful. Like, it was just an amazing experience and stuff. So I really was so happy for it. I'm gonna see King Gizzard, at Forest Hills. They're doing 3 nights. So anytime they come through, I always see King Gizzard. I love King Gizzard. Another band I really like too called Pond. They're from Australia. They're like a psychedelic rock band. They're opening up for an artist at Forest Hills. So which is crazy. I would never have expected them to play Forest Hills, but obviously they're getting to open. So I'm like, I got to go see Pond at Forest Hills. So I'm gonna go to that show too. Trying to think what else. There was definitely something else that I seen that I really wanted to go to. A lot of times I see shows that happen in Connecticut, and I'll hit up the promoter and be like, "Can we open?" So, I mean, sometimes you get a response.
I'm a big believer. If you don't ASK, you won't GET. So
Never,
it can't hurt to ask for sure.
100%.
For sure. Well, hey, I know it's going to be a great summer. Maybe next time we get the entire band on. Like
Yes,
next time we get
absolutely.
everybody on. By then, maybe there's another EP, there's another album. But in the meantime, here's what everyone needs to do. The links are going to be below, and I don't know this for sure or not, but we're going to find out right now. But the new EP, is there a vinyl version?
There will be. Yeah,
There will be
I
a
was a
vinyl
little late
version.
to it. There will be.
So you know what you do, everybody. You go down the links below. You buy their music, don't rent it. Buy their music, purchase it as soon as you can, as much as you can. Support them by buying tickets and going to shows. All right. Make sure that you're showing the love for music, the love for soft spot. Show them your soft spot. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. And purchase this band and keep them going so that we can get everybody on for the next album and or EP. And you never know. It may be a little more upbeat, maybe a little happier. Gianni's on the rebound here, so and maybe by then you've got that 1-800 soft spot phone number up and running. I think that would be awesome. That would be a marketing coup. If you guys can figure out how to do that, that would be amazing for marketing. That's like who was it? I think there was a phone number you used to be able to call, and like you could listen to Hall and Oates on the phone. I think it was Hall and Oates.
Oh yeah.
But I can't imagine they do that anymore. Yeah. I don't think they can do that anymore because those guys just don't get along. So you know what to do. It's time to go out. Go to the links below. There's a new EP. There's last year's albums. There is going to their shows this summer, buying tickets, buying merch. Maybe, just maybe, they'll end up getting that 1-800 soft spot phone number working. And
ring.
We could end up, you could end up talking to a member of the band. We don't know, but we're going to leave that till the next time. So, Gianni, you guys have a great time on the road this summer. Be safe. And the coolest thing about that gig that you got in New York, I hear if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. So this could be huge for
anywhere.
you guys.
Come on.
Anywhere.
Yeah, we're in.
Anywhere. All right, everyone. We appreciate you coming out to hang with us. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us time and again for these great conversations. Most importantly, please, every day, show yourself some love, grace, kindness. Give that to others so that you can get that great feeling back, and we support one another through every single day. Till we see each other again, Gianni, say hi to the guys. Bring them all back for the next episode.
Absolutely will.
And everyone,
I will.
come back.
I'll get them
See you
on
again soon. Awesome. Bye for now, everybody.